How's it going, football fans? Welcome inside the set of Gridiron Glory. How you doing, folks? I'm Blake Brodie. It's week 2 of the high school football season, and tonight's matchups are what I like to call early season swing games. I'm your host, Blake Brodie. So here we are on the verge of October, and right on cue, the cool weather's moving in, creating an atmosphere that truly feels like football season. It's week 3, and while some teams continue to tune up for conference play, others already full swing into conference action. Whatever the meaning behind your team's game tonight, the importance of winning, well, that always stays the same. 3 weeks of the season have come and gone, and some teams are emerging as legitimate contenders. Well, games are getting more and more magnified around the region as each week gains more and more importance. Which teams stayed alive in league races? We have the answers. Gridiron Glory, we're coming at you live, a special broadcast tonight from Basil Rutter Field, the site of tonight's matchup of the century, they're calling it, in the TVC Ohio. The Doc Kroner Trophy on the line. Postseason coverage continues tonight. Thank you for being here with us. I'm your host, Blake Brodie. It's week 2 of the playoffs in Southeast Ohio, and 2 of our teams are still around, Jackson and Tri-Valley. Each play tonight for a spot in next week's regional finals. How's it going, football fans? Welcome inside the set for the final time this season of Gridiron Glory. I'm your host, Blake Brodie. Our Player of the Year candidates are in the house. Tonight, one will be named our Player of the Year. Here we go. Game of the week time, and all eyes were on our matchup in Thornville between MVL Titans, Tri-Valley, and Sheridan. Both undefeated in the MVL and cruising toward the playoffs, but the winner will enter as MVL champions. We knew it would come down to this. It's Tri-Valley at Sheridan, and it's our game of the week. Well, conference play in the TVC Ohio kicked off tonight. Coming into league play, the Athens Bulldogs, one of 3 teams still unbeaten, and Ryan Adams' team has a look of a league title contender. Get this, 121 points scored and almost 1,000 yards of total offense. Who says defense wins championships? Jackson at Ironton, a matchup of 2 heavyweights. Last year, it took 3 overtimes to determine a winner, as Jackson took the dub at home 26-19. But for the Ironmen to turn the trick this year, they'll have to get it done on the road. So you guys stormed out to a 21-0 lead going into the half. Turnovers galore, both sides. What were you thinking at halftime, up 21-0?
2 very evenly matched football teams.
Absolutely, Coach. Now, you guys win the TVC Ohio Championship. I'm sure that this will send you guys on a good playoff run. First, thanks a lot for joining us here tonight. Congratulations on the championship.
Thank you.
Tag team in our coverage of this game, Josh Hunsberger and Carter Rodriguez. Fellas, we were expecting a close game going into tonight. You guys were just in agony trying to pick a winner for this one. The game certainly delivered.
Yeah, Blake, it was
Nick, I'm going to let you be the judge here. Last season, this was the most important game of the TVC hockey season. We've been saying all week that it would be the same way this year. Fact or fiction there? Absolutely. Don't look now. Megs plugging right along, 3 in a row, and they took down Memphis tonight, a team who beat Nelsonville York in the state playoffs last year. What impressed you the most about their performance tonight? A win would give the Ironmen their 2nd straight outright league title in the SOAL. A loss would mean they'd have to share that distinction with the Blue Devils. At this matchup tonight, we'll toss it live in the Gridiron Glory studios. Our SOL reporters, Josh Hunsberger and Carter Rodriguez. Fellas, something tells me the Ironmen were not in a sharing mood this evening. Now, you were expecting a close game coming into this matchup tonight. What in the world happened? Of all things happening in the Mountaineer State, we turn our attention to Pat's partner in crime, Katie Doubt. Katie, how do our West Virginia team stack up through 6 weeks? That gave him the ball back, and JT Ellers delivered, coming right into your living room right there, 20 yards out. 15-0 Sheridan. And an opportunistic Patriots team capitalized on the turnover as Douglas made them pay again. This time a 17-yard rumble into the end zone as the Patriots took a 14-0 lead. They were scoring so often, poor Mad Max needed a water break, Greg.
Very next play, I told you to remember that Ash Bell connection. Just how they drew it up. It's deflected right into the arms of Bell.
Williamstown first down, given new life, the Jackets started moving. That was an 11-yard strike from Noss to Cody Britton. Later on 1st and goal, King reaches the ball over the goal line, touchdown Yellow Jackets. And after that, George Washington went to work. 2nd quarter now, here's a 9-yard rush by Felix Mullet. That keeps his legs moving. He was not going to be denied. Sensing momentum on the other sideline, there's that man again. Jake Douglas stampeded his way to 15 more of his 129 yards on the night, and he did the dirty work. He might as well get the glory, right? There he punches it in with a 6-yard touchdown run. What did we learn tonight? Well, Alexander now out of the TVC Ohio race, while Athens, they remain a top contender. Sheridan and Tri-Valley stay perfect in the MVL with wins tonight, making next week's matchup borderline epic. Join us again next week, because remember, there's nothing better than Friday nights and Gridiron Glory. Congrats to Jackson and Tri-Valley on their victories tonight. The playoffs roll on tomorrow for Trimble and South Galley. Remember to check out the site for coverage of those games. I'm Blake Brodie. Join us next week for round 2 coverage, because remember, there's nothing better than Friday nights and Gridiron Glory. Well, that does it for coverage of week number 6. What did we learn tonight? Well, the TVC Ohio is firmly a 3-team race, and Athens looks awfully tough through 6 weeks. Hey, Logan won't go winless this season. Good for the Chieftains to get in the win column tonight. Philo's won 3 straight games. They have Sheridan next week. The Generals got a surprisingly tough game from John Glenn tonight. So join us next week for Week 7 action. Till then, I'm Blake Brodie, and remember, there's nothing better than Friday nights and Gridiron Glory.